Hey guys, what's going on? It's Salvage here, and I just got done playing the Turf War DLC for Spider-Man PS4, and I have to say that this feels like another disappointment from Insomniac in terms of the DLC. Now, I just don't know why this DLC feels so weird. I think the reason why these DLCs are really just bad in general, or mediocre, I would say mediocre, is that there's just so much challenges. There's so much repetition throughout this entire DLC. There's five screwball challenges, a shit ton of crimes around the city. That's fine. I'm fine with the crimes. And then you have like a bunch of just other challenges that are all spread around the city, like the bases and stuff. And this all makes it so long and so repetitive, and just because you fill it with content doesn't mean it's good. It doesn't mean that it's good content. The content is getting really stale at this point. It's just the same shit that you do in the base game. The only difference is there's more combat and challenges than there is story. If there was more story, or if there was the balance between story and combat and challenges, if that was there, I would not be complaining. I would not say this is mediocre. I would think that this is a good DLC, but there's just the challenges and the combat. There's like 80% of that in this, and there's like 20% story. And the story itself, I just don't give a fuck about. Like, literally every single time they set something up, they take it away at the last second. For example, Black Cat having a kid. When Black Cat had a kid, everything was like, whoa, this is really interesting. This might actually do something good for the character in terms of changing it after decades of being the same thing. But nope, she completely got wasted by the last second and then got killed off. And then it never got mentioned again in the next DLC. Like, she's not even in, like, apparently she survived. There's like a teaser that she survived, but they don't even mention it, and she doesn't even appear in this DLC. They could have had story with her in it. I just don't get it. I don't get it. The Hammerhead thing, I just don't give a shit about anymore because he's alive. That entire process of trying to capture him, this entire DLC was meant to try to capture him. Watanabe was trying to kill him. This entire story just centered around that, and at the end of the post-credit scene, he's alive. That entire effort, the entire reason for why we just played this fucking DLC is over with. The boss battle was boring and repetitive, just like everything else in this goddamn DLC. It was just the same exact move over and over again. There was no new animation. It was literally the same thing for 10 minutes straight. And if you kept dying, it might have been 20 minutes or 25 minutes. It was horrible. I'm sorry, this just wasn't a good DLC. And the DLC just isn't, there's no good content in it. Like, they have a really good setup. They have really good setups. Like, the first 15 minutes of this, I thought it was like really similar to the Kingpin mission in the beginning of Spider-Man PS4, the base game. I really was putting up similarities between them, and I thought this would have been a really good parallel and a really good way to make the DLC a little bit more interesting, but they just failed at that. They failed at it in every single way. It felt rushed. It feels rushed. I just don't understand the monthly thing. I'm happy that we're getting more content, but it's just like, I'm not happy that the content is bad. They need to do something different for either future DLC or future content for the sequel or a different game. It's just, this isn't working. The monthly thing is really hurting the DLC, and it's not making anybody really want to pay for it. There's no hype around it. There's nothing like, woo, yeah, story, I can't wait for Hammerhead. It's like, nobody cares. The only thing that people really care about in any of this DLC are the suits, and thank God the suits are the only thing that are really overall good in this DLC. The Armor Mark 1 and the Iron Spider are fantastic, and the Spider Clan, I like it. You know, the animated suit is pretty cool. I have to admit, in gameplay it is really, really cool. But besides that, I mean, there's no other reason to buy this DLC. If I was not a YouTuber for this game, and I, was just a regular Spider-Man fan, I might buy it. But if I was just playing this game and, I was just like, hey, do you want to play this DLC? No. It drags. It took me like 3 days to finish this DLC, not because it's long and it's like, oh, there's so much content. It's because I just got bored of it and I just didn't want to keep doing it. Like, I got stuck on a screwball mission, like the first stealth mission, 33% through the game. And I was just like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. I took 2 days off of playing this. It's boring. The DLC isn't fun. And oh my god, the tone of this DLC is dark and depressing as fuck, so it just makes everything else just so much more miserable. There was only 1 or 2 good jokes in there, and that was all from J. Jonah Jameson, the only good character in all of this DLC. So honestly, I just have to say this. This DLC was a 5 out of 10. It was, again, it was just as good or just as bad as the, heist. The heist wasn't good. This wasn't as good. I just don't... I just feel really, really sad that the DLC's not as good as I thought it would be. I hope it was better. I wish that this last Silver Lining thing, I hope that they put all of their effort into it. Like, put the entire team onto it. Don't put, like, a little fraction. Like, have everybody working on this, please. Please, Insomniac. Like, Jesus. And just add the most requested suits. Just stop just causing uproar. Just give him the goddamn suit. Like, I'm just done hearing about this. I just want to move on. Rather get to better content in the future for this game, or just get to the next game, because I'm just done here. So thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe for more Spider-Man PS4 videos in the future, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.